All right, we are live. Welcome, DoorGrow hackers, to the DoorGrow Show. If you are a property management entrepreneur that wants to add doors, make a difference, increase revenue, help others, impact lives, and you are interested in growing your business and life, and you are open to doing things a bit differently, then you are a DoorGrow hacker. DoorGrow hackers love the opportunities, daily variety, unique challenges, and freedom that property management brings. Many in real estate think you're crazy for doing it. You think they're crazy for not, because you realize that property management is the ultimate high trust gateway to real estate deals, relationships, and residual income. At DoorGrow, we are on a mission to transform the property management businesses and their owners. We want to transform the industry, build awareness, expand the market, and help the best property management entrepreneurs win. I'm your host, property management growth hacker Jason Hull, the founder of Open Potion, Gather Kudos, Thunder Local, and of course, DoorGrow. Now let's get into the show. So welcome everybody. Today I'm hanging out with James Alderson, and a lot of you know James or have seen James connected to On-Site Pros, a really awesome service. I recommend you check it out. Check out our previous interview about that. Today, James, you're here to talk about something new.
Yeah, Jason, I love what you just said. You know, transform your business, and that's what I've been all about. In when I joined property management, 13 years ago, I saw some real challenges and wanted to step in and step up, if you will, into that place where I help property managers get better at what we do. We haven't had a good reputation over the years, and it's been fun to change some of that. We've been told through, because of On-Site Pros that we're changing the industry, and that's kind of pretty exciting to me to be a part of, and especially to hear that being said to me from other property managers. So yeah, it's been a real challenge, but a fun challenge and exciting to watch.
Yeah, we've heard great things about On-Site Pros. So I'm excited to hear about this new service. And the service is called MyWalkThru, which is spelled THRU.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm in Texas. Most of you know that, or some of you know that, but I'm in Texas, and we have forms that are put out by our Texas Association of Realtors that we use in leases and management agreements. And one of those forms is a page or 6 pages of walkthrough that we print out, give to the tenant, tell them to do a walkthrough, mark down anything that they don't want to get charged for, so to speak, on their security deposit, saying that it exists there today, and get that back to us, and as soon as you can, or we give them, in my case, we give them 5 days. It's a blank you fill in on the lease, and so I've seen property managers fill in as few as 20 or 48 hours and as much as 7 days to get that back to us. And security deposits has been a big contention of mine for ever since I've been in the business, and I want them to go away. I know that's a pipe dream, but security deposit disputes have just been a real issue for us. So anyway, this 6-page antiquated, and I call it an antiquated form because we print it out, we hand it to the tenant, they do their walkthrough, and we hope we get it back, And I will tell you honestly, I get about 50% of them returned back to me in my business. And in polling other property managers, I've heard as few as or as little as 30%, as much as 80%. And I've even heard some say we get 100% of them back. They're not touched, but we get them back because they make where they have to sign it and automatically comes back to them. So my walkthrough basically was designed to be that, to become that 6-page antiquated form that the tenant now, we're all tech savvy now. We're all moving that direction. And most of our tenants are millennials anyway, are moving that direction. And so they want something that's technologically sound and something that they can use and get back to us. So Didn't ever want to be in the app business. Honestly, if I'd wanted to be in the app business, I would have created an app and thrown it out there. On-site pros, when we were one of the first to build an app for our technicians to use. And we've been asked many times, you want to sell your app? We do our own inspection, that type of thing. But my thought was always, you can sell me all the apps in the world. You can give them to me. I don't care. I just don't have time, nor do I want to do inspections. And my time is better spent doing something else. So that's why we never have sold the app and why I never did want to be in the app business. But this has kind of pushed us in that direction. In that I want that security deposit disputes to go away, and I want the tenants to have a more user-friendly, easier experience doing their walkthrough. By the way, they also have a tendency to lie on that form because they can. They're just writing down, say, if there's stains in the carpet, there's no proof unless I go back out to the house as a property manager and check and make sure that there really are no stains in my floor. Or I had one tenant tell me this one time. He said, I always put that there are knife marks in the countertop because I know when I leave, there are going to be knife marks in the countertop. So it prompted me to say, okay, they're lying on the form anyway, so let's fix it where they can't lie, at least. Okay, so the app actually it has several features built into it in that it will nag the tenant for the 5 days that I give them to get it back to me. It will tell them every day, hey, you got to do a walkthrough of your home. Tomorrow it's going to do the same thing. On the 5th day, whether they've done anything with it or not, it does get automatically submitted back to me as a property manager. No issues. I accept the property as is. So whether they do it or they don't, it still sends it back to me as so I can have it as part of the file. So the other thing that it does, that if you want to point out a picture, there's only 3 things that you can mark on the app. And if you go to MyWalkThru.com, you can kind of read through and see how it operates. But the app actually will. Sorry, I thought I had that on silent. So the thing that the app will do also is. Only 3 things. By the way, I was back. I'm sorry. I'll go back to the 3 things. It will say, wow, I have to turn that off, I guess. So it will, it's distracting me more than probably you, I guess. But anyway, so it will actually nag them. I said that. And then once they get into it, it gives them 3 options. They can say the doors are not applicable, they are observed with no problems, or the third option is they have to take a picture of it. If there is an issue, they have to take a photo of it. And if they take a photo of it, they have to make a comment about what they just took a picture of. So it's made it real user-friendly, but it's also making them do their job and do it well for us as property managers, so we can make it a part of the file, make it simple, make it easy, and also, we all have heard this. The house was better shape when I left than it was when I moved in, and we've also heard it was that way. But when I moved in, I just didn't write it down or whatever. Well, if you didn't write it down, you really don't have a leg to stand on. So all those disputes hopefully will change the industry, change the way we do business. I actually started this as to do in Texas, but in talking to some property managers over the country and through the NARPM circles, I've found out that other states have similar product. So we've kind of opened it up to where this could go further and further across the country.
Yeah, cool. So James, a couple questions. So let me point this out. So some of the problems this solves, it solves with getting, nagging the tenants and making sure the tenants are doing what they need to do. It makes sure that that if the tenant doesn't submit it, that you're getting something, and that's coming through to them. And
at least they've had the opportunity to use it, and they know that. because you get notified as a property manager that they did get notified.
And they have, and if they want to report an issue, and then it forces them to take a photo. And if they take a photo, then they have to add a comment to that photo to explain what's going on, right? Okay, great. So yeah, so you're digitizing an antiquated form. It's better for millennials. So the other thing I noticed is this is very contribution focused. This isn't like you decided to build an app because there was this way I can make more money. This sounds like something that was needed in the marketplace. Now there's other inspection software out there. And so how does this kind of differ and stand out?
Well, you know, that's a great question. And I looked at the marketplace to see if there was, you know, anything that was tenant driven. Meaning that instead of the property manager, you know, we all do as property managers move in and move outs or periodics or have them done. In a lot of cases, you know, in where we are in the areas, I say we on-site pros in the areas, we do a lot of business for property managers. But this one is actually tenant driven. So meaning that the tenant can actually go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, and it's, by the way, it's both Android and iPhone user or device. So they go to the App Store, download the app, and the property manager is in control of that. Okay, so the property manager sets up an account, and what I recommend, because it's a value add, is in order to get it paid for, they increase some type of charge that they have in their industry or in their property management company to cover that expense, because the app is free at the App Store, but the cost is covered by the property manager. And when they log in, they set up the tenant, they set up the property. Oh, here's another key point too. When they set up that tenant, if that tenant moves from one of their houses to another house, that tenant information will actually stay in that property management account. The same thing is true about the property. So you don't have to add the property every time you change tenants. But for example, 123 Daisy Street, San Antonio, Texas, 781 whatever, and is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and 2-story whatever. If you type in 123 and Daisy Street pops up, you fill in the blank, and that auto populates everything that you previously put in. Now, if something changes, they've added a deck or added something that you want to add to that property, you can always add it and then update it as well. So the property management company is pretty much in control of all of those forms.
Yeah, so this is really well thought out. So I think a lot of apps were thought from the perspective of maybe a software, nerd, or from a programming sort of aspect. This really, I love the idea that from the foundation that this is tenant centric, because they're really the most challenging person to get to take action. You can get your team to do what they need to do. You're going to do what you need to do, and you know and can keep track of those things internally in your business. But the hard part is getting the tenant to move and do this. And this really sounds like it really lubricates that process. It makes it really easy. I would have loved to have something like this when I moved into this property. It'd be so easy.
Well, that was the whole key of the thing. I still want property managers in control of it. You know, I mean, could I have made this available to all the tenants everywhere? Yeah, but I'm property management driven, and if they're out there with that, you know, working with some self-managed owner, I don't really care if they get it or not. If you know what I'm saying, I'm all about the industry getting better, and hopefully this will help. In that aspect. Somebody online has already signed up. I want to let you know that I have to allow you to be a part of it. It's kind of like your DoorGrow thing. You want to be a member, you got to be allowed, and I will do that just as soon as we're done here. So whoever's listening that just signed up, I will do that whenever we're done. But I have to go in, and what I'll do for your listeners, by the way, is I will give them a couple or three opportunities to do it free to test it, you know, put themselves in it as a tenant, put themselves in as or their house in as the unit or the property, and let them test it and see and make sure it works. And also give us suggestions to make it better. I always want, you know, that's one of my pet peeves is all the things that are out there for us to use. Some of them don't continue to get better as we get better in the marketplace. And you and I know, Jason, that this is an ever changing business. And if we don't stay on top of that, it's going to continue. It'll just get stagnant and complacent, or we get complacent. And I just like to see it continue to move and get better and increase the value of what we have and what we do.
Awesome. So a lot of people are wondering, like, is this connected to On-Site Pros? How does this work with On-Site Pros? Because you're doing inspections. It seems kind of like they might be related somewhat. So
that's a great question, and I've been asked that. I will tell you that I use the same logo the main reason is because it costs a lot of money to trademark a logo, as you guys probably know, and so I didn't want to separate the two, or didn't want to have to pay for another trademark, quite honestly, through the attorney's fees and all that stuff. So okay. I made it's similar, and it's kind of connected, but it's not so much. I want our guys and our team on On-Site Pros to focus on On-Site Pros. This actually, and as we go across the country with On-Site Pros, that's actually boots on the ground, and it's difficult to get in small areas, particularly. For example, let's just take New Braunfels. For example, there's a lot of property managers in New Braunfels, and we can handle that out of San Antonio. But let's say another city more difficult. Let's say Waco. Okay, they don't have enough property management companies for On-Site Pros to feasibly make that move or make that change into that marketplace, but they could certainly use MyWalkThru. And actually, just to kind of give you an idea, that will ultimately work towards doing a move-in and a move-out for the property management company, to where they could use it if they choose to do so, but it wasn't initially designed that way. I've been asked several times, can we use it for move-in, move-outs? And you actually could. You just have to distinguish between the move-in and the tenant doing their walkthrough, and somehow maybe on the address or the tenant or whatever, put in 123 Daisy Street move-in, 123 Daisy Street tenant walkthrough, 123 Daisy Street move out, whatever. And the nice part about that, though, is the fact that all the reports are identical. So when me as a property manager, when I look at all the reports, the move in, the move out, if they're all different, it makes it really difficult to be objective about what the tenant should be held responsible for. And even a judge, if you have to go to court, and you got pictures and comments in one place, and you got in another one, in another report, you've got pictures and comments in another place. It's just difficult to put it all together. But if all the reports look the same, then one property management company told me this, and man, if we do this, and this all in the same app, man, we could watch the trees grow, So but anyway, there's some truth to that. But it would make it a whole lot easier for us as property managers, I think, if all of our reports are the same. One of the things that we've done with the report is very similar to On-Site Pros. We didn't want to take away from that business, obviously. But if somebody's going to do their own inspections anyway, they're going to do their own inspections. You know what I'm saying? Right. If they want to hire On-Site Pros, they'll hire On-Site Pros if we're in their area. But, if they want to take it off and have a third party do it. But if they're not, they're just not. So I didn't see that there was an app out there that was similar to what the On-Site Pros, or excuse me, a report that was similar to the On-Site Pros report. So I built it so it would look very similar to that report, with all of the summary of issues is at the top of the report, which is all I care about as a property manager. I don't care about all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That they want to point out, just the issues. That's all I care about. So that comes up to the top of the report, and makes it real user-friendly for the property manager, and easy for the property manager to go through that.
Awesome. So what are some of the big questions that people tend to ask?
One of the things, when are you going to fix this? and we haven't been on the market very long. We've been testing it. One of the things that me and COO of On-Site Pros said was, we got to make sure they're separate, but they're together in the sense they look together because we have the same logo. Well, the same person that created this, or On-Site Pros created this. I get that, and I want them in a sense to be together, but we want to have the same perception. I don't want somebody to get upset with us at On-Site Pros because MyWalkThru doesn't work the way they want it to, or doesn't function properly. We're in that process. So as far as questions are concerned, that's probably the number one question. This looks like On-Site Pros. Is this On-Site Pros? I'm related to both, but we want to make sure that people understand that On-Site Pros is boots on the ground, and this is an app. If you choose not to use On-Site Pros, or we're not available in your area, this is an option for you.
Okay,
and
so they can use this without having to use On-Site Pros service.
They can. That's the way it was designed. It was designed for the tenant. Mm-hmm. But somebody asked us, well, this is an app that we could probably use for our move-in, move-outs. And they were in an area that On-Site Pros is not. And I said, yeah, you actually could, as long as you distinguish the two, the differences. And somebody said, well, isn't this going to affect your business? Here again, I, as a property management, don't care anything about apps as far as my inspections are concerned, because I'm not the one that goes out and does them anyway. I don't want to be the one that does them. So I don't see that it's going to affect. I hope it won't affect. We have a great reputation with On-Site Pros, and we certainly don't want to hinder that in any way, form, or fashion. That was not the intent, but to get us better on the tenant side, and I hope they'll see the difference that way.
Okay, cool. So you use this in your own business at first. You were the original guinea pig?
Right. And the same way with On-Site Pros, I was a guinea pig there, and I just saw a need there. So, yeah. And
so it's working for you and your business, right? And how new is this? Do you have some people using this that you kind of use as guinea pigs as well?
It's really new. I probably got maybe half a dozen that have actually signed up.
Exciting.
Paid the money and said, hey, we're going to make this a part of our business because this makes sense. But and that's not a lot. And we just rolled it out a couple of weeks ago, actually, because I wanted everything to make sure that it worked. I don't. And here again, you know me well enough to know I'm not going to put something out there that's just going to be halfway done. And that's the main goal. And if we do get glitches, and with technology, there will be glitches. I know that, and that's what scares the crap out of me, if you excuse my French. But that does bother me. But we're going to be on it as quickly as possible. If those things happen with technology, anything can happen. Part of that was shown just a little bit ago, me trying to get on here. So, but it's just part of the nature of that beast. But I think it's a direction we need to go, and we need to move that direction, or we'll be left behind. All
right. So, James, it sounds really great. Is there anything else anybody should know about MyWalkThru?
Go to the website. It's spelled a little bit different, just kind of like On-Site Pros. MyWalkThru, THRU, and you can go to mywalkthru.com. You can go to the App Store, the Google Play Store, and download the app. Play with it. Send us emails. James Alderson at me.com, M-E, or James at mywalkthru.com. And let us know if there's ways it would enhance your business. That's what we're all about, and that's been my personal goal. It's kind of been my nature, or my my niche in life that I found that basically to help property managers get better at what we do and validate the industry, so to speak. I just think that's important. And we've been treated as used car salesmen through the years long enough, and this is a valid business, and we need to treat it as such.
Yeah, so I want to point out to listeners, a lot of times listeners are thinking, well, I'm going to wait till this software is like really seasoned and really well used. But here's the advantage of getting signed up with the software early on. When you sign up with the software early on, you have an opportunity through your feedback to have more influence on shaping that software, because as time goes on, software kind of becomes its own beast, and it becomes a little bit more rigid and solidified. And so those of you that feel like you are tech savvy, you're a more modern company, you're willing to be a little bit of a beta tester, I say get on this software and you can help James shape this. He's built it around his business. There's going to be a few different scenarios and cases in which he may be able to build it a little bit towards your business based on your feedback. And there's probably even a few ways he hasn't even imagined that people might be doing things or different things that might be going on in your state in particular. So my recommendation is check it out, sign up, start playing with it, because it sounds like this has the potential to be something unique and different in a marketplace in which there are some other competitors. There are some other apps. We've had some of them on the show. And I think this really is the first that really is tenant driven and tenant focused. And that should be exciting to you.
One of the things, Jason, that I'll share with your group, one of the things we're looking at is, I've always been a stickler about having to type in the same information multiple times, tenant information, property information, et cetera, et cetera. And in our zip forms in Texas, we use a website called Zip Forms. We type it in one time and it auto-populates onto all the other forms. Well, one of the things that I'm looking into, and it's very difficult to get in that, there's a lot of red tape getting into that realm. So that's the whole different issue. But don't think I haven't tried. So and I haven't given up on it yet either. But one of the things that we are looking into is the different tenant. There's the word I'm looking for, where you check out a tenant background check, all that stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, tenant screening and background checks.
Tenant screening, that was the word I was looking for. Thank you. Tenant screening apps that are out there. A tenant has to put all of his information. He has to put the property information in. I'm looking for ways to connect with them, so when the tenant puts his own information in and he gets approved, the property management company would just click a button and automatically send them the directions and automatically populate into their system or our system, MyWalkThru system. And so it's already there. So the property management company doesn't have to even put in the tenant information or the property. It's just automatically auto-populated. That's a dream probably too, but I think it's a possible thing. So we're on the ground floor. I wanted to make it available, this summer, but so all those bells and whistles that are in my head haven't come to fruition yet, but we're working on them. So
all right, well, keep us posted on the bells and whistles, and we're excited to see what happens with MyWalkThru.
For sure.
All right, James, appreciate you coming on the show. And
always a pleasure.
And Sharon, thank you. And James, are you going to be at DoorGrow Live?
Yes.
All right. So if you guys want to see James in person, make sure you get your tickets to DoorGrow Live and you can connect with him. James, thanks so much. We appreciate your support.
I don't have a book to sign, but I'll be there.
All right. Awesome. All right, James, thanks so much. So anyone that has been watching this, if you are a property management entrepreneur and you want to stay connected to the things that are new, if you want to stay connected to the things that are moving the industry forward, if you want to be part of our mission to change the industry, to transform the property management industry, to bring it out into the forefront, out of the shadows, and to establish it as a premium service, a service that is well needed in this industry, I believe that property management can change the world. I believe that through property management, through good management, we can have a dramatic impact on owners, on their families, on tenants and their families, that we can shift the entire industry, and that we can have a ripple effect affecting thousands, tens of thousands of families and lives. And we at DoorGrow want to work with contribution-focused entrepreneurs, people that want to make a difference and want to have an impact. Those are the people that we want as clients, because we want to help the best property managers win. That is part of our vision. That's part of my vision here at DoorGrow. And so join us. You can join us inside the DoorGrow Club Facebook group. You can get to that by going to doorgrowclub.com. And if you are struggling in your property management business, you're tired of being where most business owners are, which is entrepreneurial poverty. If you're struggling and you're tired of that, you want to have phenomenal growth, and you don't want to be doing it through costly, ineffective, inefficient, cold lead marketing channels like SEO and pay-per-click and content marketing, then make sure you check out us at DoorGrow. We do things very differently. We're not your typical marketing agency targeting the property management industry. And so we want to have a significant impact, and we're doing that by doing something very unique. And so check us out at DoorGrow.com. And I appreciate you guys tuning in the show. If you find these shows useful or helpful, be sure to like us on iTunes and subscribe and leave me a testimonial. I read those. I want to get your feedback and hear what you think about the show. I share those with my team, so that would make our day. So go ahead and share a testimonial with us. We'd love to get some positive feedback on what you feel and enjoy about the show. And from everybody at my team, we appreciate you here at DoorGrow. And that is all for today. Bye, everybody.